It's playoff time. The IPL League stage is done and dusted. This is how it ended up. And we have our top four who are going to go through to the final with a chance of getting their hands on that IPL trophy. I thought we should have a little look at those top four teams and how they might line up going into the playoffs, because there's going to be a few changes. A couple of the overseas players are ruled out of the playoffs either because of injury or because of international commitments. And does that affect the strengths of the teams? Let's have a look. Let's start with the table toppers, Punjab Kings. This is the side that they've been going in with, and it's pretty strong. There's only one problem. Marco Jansen is not available for the playoffs. Punjab, though, have a ready-made replacement in Azmatullah Omarzai. He's played quite a few games for Punjab this season, and I think he'll slot straight in. A bit of good news for Punjab as well is the return of Yuzvendra Chahal, who apparently has now recovered from injury. He might come in place of Harpreet Brar, or in place of Vijay Kumar Vaishak. But either way, he's going to improve that bowling lineup. If you compare those two players that Yuzvendra Chahal might replace, Harpreet Brar has been far more economical and taken more wickets. So I think he should slot in place of Vijay Kumar Vaishak. Now Punjab might be worried that this leaves their bowling a little light, relying quite a lot on all-rounders. They could do something about that. They could bring in Xavier Bartlett for Omarzai to add a bit more frontline bowling strength. But if you compare his figures this season with Omarzai, I don't think it's worth it for the batting that you lose. So I think they'll go in with this side. And it looks pretty strong. There's some really exciting batting and a very deep batting lineup. And they still have wicket-taking options with Arshdeep and Yuzi. I do have this feeling, though, that Punjab don't value Harpreet as highly as I do. And I think he might miss out if Chahal is back. They might favour Vaishak, and I think that'd be a mistake. But either way, it's a strong team. Let's move on to RCB. This is their side at the moment, with Mayank Agarwal in at 3 in place of the injured Devdutt Padikkal. Their problem in the last game was the injury to Tim David, and it looks like he'll be missing the next game as well. In the last game, Liam Livingstone was brought in for Tim David, and there was another change as well. Josh Hazlewood was injured, and he was replaced by Nuwan Tushara, the Sri Lankan. Tushara looked in top form in that last game, bowling his 4 overs, 1 for 26, and those figures are even better when you consider that LSG scored 227 in that innings. He has real new ball threat, and he's a proper strike bowler. But I think if Hazlewood's fit, he'll come back into the side for Tushara. There is one thing that worries me about RCB though, and that's Liam Livingstone. If he is coming in place of the injured Tim David, it's a massive downgrade. His form this year in the IPL has been woeful. In particular, his last 4 games. Look at those scores. So I wonder if there's a way to take advantage of Liam Livingstone's woeful form to supercharge the bowling lineup. Now, if Hazlewood's fit, you could fit in Hazlewood and Tushara if you replaced Liam Livingstone with a domestic middle order batter. And RCB don't have too many of those in the squad. Manoj Bandagay has played 1 or 2 games, and they've also got the youngster Swastik Chikara. It might be a bit of a gamble, making you rely a bit more on the batting of Jitesh Sharma and Krunal Pandya, but might it be worth it for the extra wicket-taking threat up front? I'd love to see it, but I don't think RCB will take that gamble. I think they'll stick with this side. Moving on to Gujarat Titans. What an incredible top 3 they have. There's only one problem. Jos Buttler's not going to be around. He's away on international duty, as is Kagiso Rabada. Now Rabada is more easily replaced. Gerald Coetzee in the squad. He's played a couple of games. He'll slot straight in. Jos Buttler's a bit more complicated. He's been in such good form for Gujarat this season, scoring runs for fun alongside Shubman and Sai Sudarshan. Gujarat have brought in Kusal Mendis as a replacement, and I think he'll slot straight in. Kusal is such a talented batter, and I really hope he does well, but it is obvious that he's a bit of a downgrade on Jos Buttler. Now, the one thing that worries me about this Gujarat side is how shallow their batting is. Rashid Khan absolutely screams number 8. And he's coming in at 7. In a world with an impact player, I think you need to have proper batting at 7. And Rashid Khan is fun, but he's not proper batting, especially if you've not got much behind him at number 8. So one tweak I'd be interested in seeing is sliding Rashid Khan down a spot to his spiritual home of 8, and then replacing Arshad Khan with a batter. Arshad's bowling has been very expensive this season, and he's not provided much with the bat either, so I'd be interested in replacing him with Mahipal Lomror, giving some proper batting down at number 7. If Gujarat are worried that that leaves them without a 6th bowling option, they could use Washington Sundar instead. His batting is still a big upgrade on Arshad Khan, and he'll give you a handy couple of overs as well. Ultimately, I don't think Gujarat will do this though. I think they'll go with their tried and tested formula and that shallow batting lineup. A lot of this relies on the top 3 and how well they bat, because the middle order has shown that it can be a bit fragile. There's wicket-taking threats in the bowling lineup, but I'm not sure if it's as frightening as some of the other bowling lineups in the top 4. Let's finish off with Mumbai. They've had one of the more settled teams in the IPL this year, but they're going to be missing a few players. Firstly, Corbin Bosch is unavailable. He's been swapped in and out with Mitch Santner in that all-roundery type slot, so I think it's safe to say we can just take him out and leave Mitch Santner in his place. However, there are bigger problems. Ryan Rickleton has been explosive at the top of the order, but he's away on international duty, as is Will Jacks. Mumbai have called up Johnny Bairstow as a replacement, and I think he might slot straight in at the top of the order. They've also called up Charat Asalanka, and I think he might slot in that Will Jacks role. If a wicket falls early in the power play, he might come in at 3 and try and be aggressive against the power play bowlers. But if the openers survive the first 5 or 6 overs, then they'll get into their engine room of Sky, Tilak, and Charat Asalanka will slot in somewhere in that middle lower order for some big hitting at the end. This Mumbai team looks strong. There's the wicket taking of Trent Boult and Jasprit Bumrah. They've got some handy defensive options with Mitch Santner. That middle order is just superb with Sky, Tilak, Hardik. Namandir has been an absolute find this year. And they bat so deep with Deepak Chahar coming in at number 9. The only thing that worries me is the replacements. Bairstow and Asalanka will really need to hit the ground running if this batting lineup is going to fire around those domestic middle order batters. So this is the schedule. Punjab Kings and RCB will get 2 chances of getting through to the final because they finished in the top 2, and that can often be crucial. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to be most affected by the changes in personnel. Also, let me know who you think is going to win this year. I hope you liked this video. Give it a like if you did, and why not subscribe as well. We've been here throughout the IPL doing live watch-alongs on YouTube, talking about the cricket, looking up stats, doing bits of analysis, and talking about other things as well. It's a lot of fun. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you know when we're going live next. See you on the next one.